Hi, let's talk about Reiki. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and Reiki master. And today I want to share with you some Reiki basics. First, I'm going to kind of just share a little bit of my own personal journey with Reiki. And then I want to share with you the basics of Reiki, like what is Reiki? How does Reiki work? What are the benefits of receiving Reiki? And what are the benefits of becoming a Reiki practitioner? So let's chat. First and foremost, let me just kind of share a little bit with you. So I actually have started my Reiki journey over 30 years ago, receiving Reiki in my teens. So I'm going to date myself here. And it was like 13 or 14 when I first received Reiki for the very first time from one of my grandma's friend. My grandma was a psychic. She had all the healer lady friends, right? And I received Reiki, started receiving Reiki then, and I was hooked. If you've never actually received Reiki, you want to do it right now. You want to find somebody in your local area and you want to go and get a Reiki treatment, okay? Because it's amazing. Reiki is like of your very own magical healing session. Okay. Reiki is just pure positive life force energy, basically, that gets delivered in the body and creates massive experience. So I started actually receiving Reiki in my teens and started my Reiki journey. I've actually been a Reiki master for almost 20 years now. I've been a teaching Reiki master for over 15. I have attuned hundreds of people to Reiki. Okay. I used to teach Reiki in my healing center. Then I traveled around and taught Reiki in some different healing centers. I've been teaching Reiki online for 3 or 4 years now. And I actually have a Reiki course I've had for the last couple years. And I actually have had over 100 people take that course in particular. So again, I have attuned hundreds of people to Reiki. I've been teaching Reiki. I teach Reiki in the same way I learned Reiki, which is Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and then Reiki Master. I don't have a Reiki Master online. I just do Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 online, do Reiki Master in more of an online but in person thing. But essentially, you don't have to necessarily receive a Reiki attunement to do Reiki or I'm sorry, to receive Reiki. You definitely do to do Reiki. You do have to have a Reiki attunement, but to receive Reiki, you do not. So let's back up here for a moment. What is Reiki? Reiki is just a frequency that is a pure, positive life force energy, universal life force energy frequency. Reiki is already in everything. Like we already have universal life force energy. If you didn't have universal life force energy, you would not be alive. Okay. Reiki already exists in everything. But Reiki in particular is a universal life force energy frequency that is available to us as part of the frequency that's available here in this reality. Now, the thing about Reiki is you have to become attuned to Reiki in order to deliver Reiki, or you have to receive Reiki from someone who already has a Reiki attunement. Okay. Now, so if you get a Reiki treatment, you're basically getting pure positive life force energy delivered into your body from someone who has a Reiki attunement. Okay. So, a Reiki treatment is basically when someone who has been Reiki attuned as a practitioner delivers pure positive life force energy into your body. Now, what happens is pure positive life force energy is, again, it's just life force. Okay. But it's life force in abundance. It's a frequency of life force in abundance that, when delivered into your body, allows the disharmonies and the frequencies that are off in the places where your body has all these energy clogs and things going on. It allows that energy to go in and make changes into your body. Now, let me tell you, I have been a Reiki practitioner for a long time now, and I delivered Reiki into people's bodies for a long time as well. And today I wanted just to share a couple of experiences that I had happen when I had people repeatedly come and see me for Reiki sessions. So as a Reiki practitioner, basically, again, you are attuned to the energy and frequency of Reiki. Okay. Now, what Reiki does is Reiki doesn't come from you as a practitioner. Reiki comes from, so again, Reiki isn't associated with a certain religion or a certain type of, nationality or anything like that. Reiki comes from above. So when you receive a Reiki attunement, you actually receive it from above. The Reiki frequency comes from above, comes down, comes through your body and out your hands. Okay. And then you deliver that frequency into somebody's body. Now, when you deliver the frequency into people's body, basically, wherever there's disharmony, there's a certain level of energy that has to be delivered into the body in order to make a shift. Okay. So a lot of people, when I used to own my healing center, would come and see me for repeated Reiki treatments, because if they were having a chronic problem, an issue in their body, something they wanted to shift and change, basically the delivering of this pure positive life force energy would eventually create a change in their body. So I just kind of wanted to share a couple of experiences that I felt like were really profound as a Reiki practitioner myself. Now, when I became a Reiki practitioner, personally, I was really surprised at how my life changed when I started actually being able to gift people with Reiki. And the more I started practicing Reiki, the more I discovered my intuition grew. I had more psychic experiences. My transformation just really became more and more and more. And the more I worked on people, the more I stepped into my abilities as a Reiki practitioner, as a personal healer, even as a psychic. It just really expanded my awareness and my ability to be able to tap into people and to really truly start shifting and changing their life. So I had this one lady in particular who was coming to see me. She started to come and see me because she had had a headache for like 2 years straight. She had this constant headache, this constant pain in the back of her neck. She had been to doctor after doctor. She had taken medication after medication. She had been on hormones and she had gotten her blood tests and all of these things. And nobody could figure out what was going on and why she had this continuous headache. So me, as the person I am, if you know me, you know that I'm always up for a challenge. I'm like, give me your problem and let's see what we can do to change this. This is how I look at problems, okay? Because if there's something going on in your body and there's something going on in your life, that is a call to action. Always a call to action. Okay. So if something's going on for somebody, when somebody would come and see me, I'd be like, ooh, that's that. Let me dig in there. Let me see what I can do. Let's see what we can do to change this. Right. So she comes and sees me and she says, I've had this headache for 2 years. Nobody can figure it out. And so whenever and this is even true for my healing center days, I'd start with somebody, I'd say, okay, I need you to commit, okay? Because the reality is sometimes we can change things in one session. Sometimes that happens. Other times it's a process. And I find more than not, most issues going on, whether it's in the body or in the mind or in your life, they do take some time and space to unravel those. And as we unravel them, you have awarenesses, you get more information, and then all of a sudden you're able to change the situation, whatever it is. So this woman comes and sees me and she's, telling me she's had these headaches for like 2 years. So I put my hands on her. I'm like, let's do this. So, I start delivering this pure positive life force energy into the back of her head. And for the first couple of sessions, not a whole lot happens. And, me personally, like I have this frequency and this energy and vibration I like to kind of live in. So, I'm delivering this energy all over into her body. And then come the third session, I have my hands on her and I'm holding her head and I'm just letting this frequency come through. And all of a sudden I have this experience where I see what almost appears to be like a pirate ship and it's almost like she's on this like pirate ship, and the pirate ship is having like this, like it's on these like really rough seas, and the ship's, swaying back and forth, and I see what appears to be her, but it's not really her, like in this body, right? It's a different body, right? And but I can see her, and I can see her, floating around, and I can see that there's trouble and there's all kinds of chaos going around. And all of a sudden I have this image of like her falling back and hitting the back of her head, and her head splitting open, and then the ship capsizing, right? And as this whole experience is happening, I'm feeling all of this, like what feels like water just rushing out of the back of her head. And I'm just holding it, holding it, holding it. And this water's rushing out of the back of her head. And I'm seeing all this experience. And all of a sudden it's like, I see the ship capsize. And all of a sudden it's like, I feel it's like massive relief. And she's like, oh, I don't know what just happened, but I just feel like everything just changed. And I'm just holding her head, and I'm just like, okay. So I just see this experience. And one of the things I've found with energy work and consciousness work is once you get to the awareness of what is causing the problem in the body, and it's so common anymore that I see people who have these past life memories stored within the body now. And one of the things that I have seen is this past life memory comes through, right? And I see it in their body, or I see the havoc it's causing in their body now. And once they re-experience the past life experience, all of a sudden it changes the present moment. So I've seen this with client after client after client with this random problem, that all of a sudden I just have this problem, right? Like I didn't have this problem my whole life, just this problem just appeared. And now I have this problem, and nobody can help me with this problem. And I've had, surgery. I've seen people who have had surgeries and have, had a million tests and a million things done, and the problem's not going away. And nobody can tell me why I randomly just have this problem now. And then all of a sudden we do, 4, 5, 6 energy sessions, and we get to this core memory, right? Just like we just did with this lady, right? We get to this core memory. And when this core memory gets exposed, it's like something within their being shifts, and all of a sudden the problem goes away. So 3 sessions and this woman's problem goes away. She never has this problem again, right? We release that problem from her being. Now, that's not always true. I've had people who, have taken 10, 15, 20 sessions to get to the core of their problem. I once had this man, I actually just told the story the other day, but it was such a fascinating thing because I had this man who came and see me, and he had this pain from here to here. And it was just this burning pain that he had in his arm, burning pain he had in his arm, burning pain he had in his arm. He said, one day I just woke up with this burning pain in my arm. And I started seeing specialists, and I started seeing, all these people. And he actually went and seen a neurologist, and they ended up telling him that he had something going on with like C3 and C4 and C5. Just so you know, I was a massage therapist, which is I was also a massage therapist and a healer. So I was doing massage for some people too, and healing for others, and a combination for some people. Anyways, so he has this random pain, and he says it just burns all the time, just burns all the time, burns all the time, right? So I start doing sessions with him, and I think it was like 7 sessions in, I have this experience where I'm doing just energy healing on him. I'm just holding this space, and I see this like what looks like he is like in a like he's in full headdress, like he's an Indian, and he's at this fire ceremony of some sort, and they're chanting, and they're, I see this whole like experiencing unfolding before me, and I see that he's like tied to something, and all of a sudden I see this this other Indian who is holding this thing, and he whips it over, and he like puts it down on the arm, and like does this with like a hot fire thing. I know I'm using technical terms here, but it burns him, and it pulls all of his skin off his arm, and this vision that I'm having. And then all of a sudden I see this whole vision play out in front of me, and all of a sudden he's like, oh my gosh, I don't have pain. Now, at that very moment, we had times before in the sessions where he had only not had pain in the session. And then once we stopped the energy, he still had pain. But in this session in particular, we got to the memory, we got to the core memory. I've been talking about core memories a lot lately. in my fan subscriptions and in my Facebook group. And core memories are one of those things that once you can identify and see and actually like get the frequency of, they change. So that man's pain changed. So over the years of doing healing on people, I found person after person after person that would have this experience. And again, I don't even know where I was going with all of this. I went on a tangent here. We were talking about Reiki and what's possible, right? So really the sky's the limit, okay, with Reiki. There is no like, I can't say this is for sure what's going to happen. This is what you're going to experience. There is so many different possibilities that are available to you when you start Reiki healing. So I don't even know what I've even gone over now. So we're talking about the benefits of Reiki. Let's talk about becoming a Reiki practitioner. So again, you can receive Reiki as a treatment from someone who has become Reiki attuned, and you can get that pure positive life force energy delivered into your body. And somebody who has, again, received a Reiki practitioner, they're not giving you, like when I worked on people, I'm not giving them any of me. I'm just allowing this Reiki energy to flow through and out my hands, right? It's just coming through me. It's just pure positive life force energy I'm delivering. Now, it did definitely increase my own personal intuition because I started having visions after I got my Reiki healing. I started really becoming in tune with the frequency of disharmony in people's body, which is really super cool, because then you can also become really attuned to the disharmony in your own body as well. So when you become a Reiki practitioner, first and foremost, Reiki number 1 is where you're going to get your self-healing Reiki. So basically when you become Reiki 1 attuned, you become basically like you become like a self-healer. So you can use Reiki to heal yourself. So again, you're receiving it from, it's going through out your hands. You're going to use it to heal your own body. Okay. So you do 21 days of self-healing. And this really truly puts you into kind of like an alignment of you, because you start to realize like here in this area, maybe the Reiki really, really flows really, really fast. And maybe here it doesn't really flow. It feels all kind of, stopped up and I'm actually have my hand on my on my core. But you're gonna become really like attuned to how the Reiki feels in different areas of your body. It's gonna put you into kind of like I know energy awareness. It's going to really kind of increase your energy awareness. So when you get your Reiki number 1, you become a Reiki self-healer. Then when you go to Reiki 2, you become a Reiki practitioner. And that's where you have the rights to be able to practice Reiki on anybody you want to practice Reiki on. And you know what the really cool thing about Reiki is Reiki is so intelligent. Reiki knows where to go. So again, as a Reiki practitioner, you don't even have to know how to do anything when you become a Reiki practitioner. Basically, all you have to do is have the willingness to deliver Reiki into other people. So I can be at the grocery store and randomly walk by somebody and my hands can just start warming up, because that's what Reiki does, is it feels really warm and tingly and it just flows into the body so nicely. So I can just be walking through the supermarket and some random stranger walks by me and my hands warm up and I know that the Reiki's flowing to them. And the thing about Reiki is again, I'm not healing anybody. I'm not doing anything. I'm just being space and allowing the Reiki to flow through me. It's going to where it needs to go. And the thing is people can refuse Reiki too. So if randomly Reiki starts flowing, it goes to a random person in the grocery store and that person says, nope, I don't want to heal this, then it doesn't do anything, because that's how Reiki works. So Reiki number 2 is when you become a Reiki practitioner and you can start delivering Reiki to others. And then we have Reiki master, where then once you become a Reiki master, you can teach Reiki to others, attune Reiki to others, and just really be this massive awareness of energy and motion, because that's really what Reiki does. Yeah, let's just breathe that through for a moment. So just as I'm talking here, there's Reiki flowing all over the place. Reiki energy is coming through. So I hope that I maybe answered your questions. I don't know. I went on a really long tangent there about Reiki. I just wanted to kind of put it out there and let you guys know like what's possible with Reiki. Again, I have an online Reiki class where you can take Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 from me. Again, it's not it's not a like a one-on-one or like a live class. You just actually buy it and then you can take it from me, and then you are one of my Reiki students. And if you have a question or you have something going on, you can message me and say, hey Jamie, I took your Reiki 1 class and this is what's going on for me, can you help me with that? And I will help you. That's what I'm here for. I love Reiki. I love the possibilities. Again, like I feel like I've been doing Reiki for so long, it's just kind of become part of the flow of who I am. And sometimes I forget to even talk about Reiki. But Reiki is an amazing gift to humanity and to the world. And it's here to help you shift and change and transform your life. So if you've been working on shifting your life and healing your life, and you're not yet Reiki attuned, or you do not receive Reiki, number one, go receive a Reiki treatment from somebody, okay? It'll really help. And you know what? I have an amazing resource for you right now. If you have never received Reiki, let me just show you this real quick. So this is actually on my website. I'm just going to kind of give a little shout out here because this person in particular, her name is Ashley. I'm going to show you Ashley here for a moment. Ashley actually took my Reiki course in 2020, my online Reiki course in 2020. And whoops, let me pull this down here. She loved it. She had already received Reiki several times, was kind of skeptical about doing the virtual class, but did it anyways with me because I think she had taken other classes with me. And she could feel the Reiki as she got the Reiki attunement, and she started practicing on herself. And then she took the Reiki 2, and now she actually does distance Reiki sessions, which I do not offer, but Ashley does. You can visit Ashley right here. I actually have a whole page that has all kinds of information about what Reiki is, how Reiki works, the benefits of Reiki. Again, everybody's different. So these are just, these are just a little bit of what is possible with Reiki, but, you never really can tell exactly what you're going to experience. The benefits of becoming a Reiki practitioner. And then I have my Reiki 1 course here. We have my Reiki 2 course here. And then also I have a Reiki 1 and 2 bundle. So if you want to jump into both, you can. And look at that lady doing Reiki on her dog, because you can give Reiki to your animals as well. So there's some people talking about what they experienced from taking the Reiki class as well. Reiki is just really, truly a gift to yourself and to your body and your being. So thank you so much for listening to me babble about Reiki today. I hope I gave you some more insight about what is possible with Reiki, and I look forward to chatting with you more. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.